Stockton College in Canton is honoring a student who died in a car crash. 18-year-old Tony Wrobel was a freshman football athlete and assistant for the Wildcats. He died earlier this week in a car crash just outside of Canton. Culver's football team will dedicate tomorrow's game in his memory.
I talked to Coach. He was very well liked. Again, he had leadership capabilities. He loved Culver, loved our football program, and had a very positive, outgoing attitude. So he was one of those young men that the other students like to be around. So it's very impactful and touched a lot of people in a short time here.
Tomorrow's game will feature normal senior day activities as well as a moment of silence.